The winner of Joseph Parker versus Anthony Joshua is the #1 heavyweight. That's just my opinion, because that guy's going to have IBF, WBO, WBC, IBO championships of the world. I think he would have deserved to be named the #1 heavyweight. That's not saying that that Deontay Wilder can't beat the winner of AJ versus Joshua. If Deontay Wilder beats the winner of AJ versus Joshua, then he's the #1 heavyweight, because he'll have all the belts, right? Or if the winner of AJ Joshua beats Wilder, then obviously that guy will be the #1 heavyweight. Now, I'm saying this because I'm pretty sure the winner of this fight, there's still going to be some people saying that Wilder is the #1 heavyweight. Again, that's your opinion. If you think Wilder's the #1 heavyweight with one belt and having the resume he has, who am I to tell you that you're wrong? Everyone has a right to their opinion, so I'm not going to come here and say you're wrong. But I'm just letting you guys know my opinion. My opinion is that the winner of this fight is the #1 heavyweight. And again, if Wilder wants to be the #1 heavyweight, for me at least, he's going to have to face the winner of this fight. It's exciting to me that we're so close to having one undisputed champion at heavyweight, because, like, think about this. The winner of this fight is going to have 3 belts. Just one belt away from being a undisputed. And then the winner of that fight, and the guy who wins all the belts, he's going to be the #1. No one could say anything about that. So even all these people that, some people think that I'm like a Wilder hater. I'm not. But all the people that think Wilder's a bum, all the people that think Wilder's never going to, is just an overrated hype job, if he manages to pull this off and beat Joshua, the winner of Joshua Parker, and become undisputed, then all these guys have to really eat crow, because he would have proved that he's the #1 heavyweight in the world. Right? And the same thing goes for the winner of Joshua Parker. The winner of Joshua Parker, some people feel Parker is the weakest guy in the heavyweight division, the weakest champion. I think he's better when it comes to skill-wise than Wilder. I don't think he has the punch of Wilder, but I think he's better. Same thing goes for all these champions, right? If Parker beats Wilder and if Parker beats Joshua, then he's clearly the #1 heavyweight. Same thing, and all these haters that were saying, Parker was the weakest link when it comes to the heavyweight scene, and as the heavyweight champion, the weakest heavyweight champion out there, and all of them have to eat crow then, because I've seen a bunch of people say that Parker is the weakest out of the champions, but like I said, I think he's better than Wilder. And the same thing goes for Joshua. A lot of people say, Joshua is a muscular, slow-bounded type of fighter. No chin. If he beats Parker and Wilder, well, there's nothing else you could really say but to bow down and say that he is the #1 champion, right? So I'm very excited that all 3 of these guys are so close to unifying. I just hope none of these guys do something dumb where they price themselves out. And I hope this fight doesn't drag out. I hope the winner of Parker versus Joshua fights, gets in the ring with Wilder immediately. I hope Wilder doesn't price himself out. I don't want this fight to drag out. I don't want this unification matchup, this undisputed unification fight, to, last, 20 months. I don't want to be coming out here 20 months from now saying, man, we still don't have an undisputed champion at heavyweight. I mean, look at Terence Crawford when he fought Julius Ndongo. He immediately fought Julius Ndongo when Julius Ndongo won the 2 belts from Ricky Burns. He immediately fought him. He didn't wait. He didn't drag it out for like a year. He immediately fought him to become undisputed. So I hope these guys take notes from Terence Crawford and do that. The winner of this fight immediately fights Wilder, and I hope Wilder does it too. He immediately fights the winner of this fight, because I don't want it to drag out. I don't want to be waiting 2-3 years for these guys to fight. I want them to fight now in their prime, when everybody wants to see it. Don't make this a Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Manny Pacquiao all over again. These guys should have fought back in 2009, 2011 maximum. They waited to 2015. I don't know, people always blame Pacquiao. People always blame Mayweather. But the point is, they waited so long. They should have fought you know, at the start of the decade. They not in the midpoint of 2015. You know, so I feel the same way with Joshua Parker and Deontay Wilder. I hope the winner of these fights, I hope they fight each other to be undisputed. I don't want to be waiting to 2021 and then they finally fight. Can you imagine if it's 2021 and finally, you know, Joshua versus Wilder or Parker versus Wilder for the undisputed? It's going to be like, dude, we've been wanting this fight since 2017, like 4 years. You know, I hope that's not the case. And then at that point, Wilder will be like 36. And if he loses, oh, he was old. That's why I hope they fight now. Because right now they're in their prime. Both Wilder, Parker, and Joshua are all in their prime right now. Wilder's like, what, 31, 32? Parker's 26. Joshua's 28. They're all young. They're in their prime. That's why I'm really happy that Parker and Joshua are fighting right now. Because they're fighting in their prime. They're not waiting 5 years. They're fighting at their best. You know. So, I just really hope this doesn't drag out, man. I really hope. Like, everyone keeps saying, Eddie Hearn keeps saying that this fight's going to happen this year. And I received a couple of comments telling me that Eddie Hearn said, because I was saying that, you know, Alexander Povetkin is going to be the only fight if Joshua beats Parker and if he fights Alexander Povetkin, that's going to be his only fight for 2018. But a lot of my subscribers were telling me that no, Eddie Hearn said that Joshua was going to fight 3 times this year. And if that's true, then I apologize. You know, I'm not always looking at all these interviews with Eddie Hearn. I know Eddie Hearn does a lot of these interviews where he's being interviewed for like, you know, 25 minutes straight. I don't watch all these interviews, and I'm definitely not gonna sit through a 25-minute interview unless it's like it's like a fighter. I normally do that only when I'm watching a fighter fight, like do an interview, because I'm interested to know about what the fighter is talking about. But when it comes to like promoters, I do not sit down and watch 25 minutes of a promoter. I'll watch 5 minutes of it and then I'll get like, okay, I don't want to watch this anymore. But yeah, like I'll watch interviews, like full-length interviews only when it comes to fighters, because that's what I'm really, you know, interested in what the fighter has to think. You know, I'm not about the promoters. I'm about the fighters. So yeah, I apologize. Sometimes I don't, again, because a lot of my subscribers were like, yo, what are you talking about? Eddie Hearn said he'll fight 3 times, not 2 years. Again, I don't watch these promoters' interviews like that. I don't even do research on them, to be honest. Because like I said, I'm really only concerned about the fighters. That's what I'm interested in. I'm a boxing fan. I like seeing fighters fight. I don't like, you know, listening to promoters talk about stuff. So yeah, I apologize for that. So if that's the case, and if Joshua, if he gets past Parker, and if he gets in the ring with Povetkin, then hopefully November will be him. If he beats, which he will, I believe he will beat Alexander. If he beats Povetkin, then hopefully he's in there with Wilder at the end of the year, man. This has to be the year. This is the perfect time for Wilder versus Joshua, because this is, everybody wants it right now, right? We all want it right now. This is the perfect time. Let's not wait. Let's not drag it out, man. Let's not wait another 2-3 years. Let's not do that. You know. So hopefully everything goes. Hopefully there's no dodgy decisions. Hopefully everything happens the way it should happen, and these guys actually fight. And thanks for watching. If you watch from start to finish, I appreciate it, guys. I'm out. Please subscribe if you're new.